or advertisers.
All right. Happy Wednesday, everybody. You're listening to the Intimacy Chronicles. Over there to across the table from me.
Across the table.
Yeah. Say who you are.
Good evening, everyone. Rich, also known as the Quiet Storm, because I be quiet.
Lord have mercy.
Good to see everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody's safe. You know, staying positive, testing negative.
And that is why he's the quiet storm. But yeah, he came prepared. And so the man in charge getting our camera and mic shit together.
Saint Nick.
You see his one arm. So tonight we have a special guest joining us. Actually, it's so funny because you were here this time last year.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't have a job then either. Okay. Y'all be coming down on me, brother.
We have comedian Ricky Shackleford in the building tonight, so it's going to be a funny night.
The mighty infamous.
How y'all doing there, Lock Raven Boulevard? Never got a gig on Lock Raven Boulevard, Northern Parkway. There's a new one there.
See?
I'm just having fun tonight. Do we have to wear our masks? Or we just
No, you're sitting a good distance away, and I put my lipstick on, damn it, so I don't want no mask on.
Yeah, that's
No, I left mine in the truck.
That's mine.
What was going on?
Yeah, I left mine. Shit.
Oh, I better turn
I'm
that
just saying.
down.
So, Ricky has a whole lot of stuff that he want to share with us tonight, and I'm sure some jokes along the way will be part of that.
Oh, yeah.
He got this fly ass hat on, y'all, but his hair nappy as a motherfucker under there. I just want y'all to know.
This is what happens when you get 63. And your hair don't know what highway to get off of.
That's what that is. Yeah, that's what that is.
That's how they created the cold cut. Oh, fuck you, man. Let me do the jokes, motherfucker.
Here we come from the
You
sideline.
you tighten them goddamn speakers up over there.
Yeah.
It's easy to jump in. Stay in. Don't jump in.
Oh my God.
He's shooting them 3-pointers from the end.
You know it. You
Half
know
court
it.
over there.
You know it.
Yeah.
So what's going on, Ricky?
No, I'm happy, man. I'm just happy to see you guys. Nobody got fired, and Nick still got all this shit up in here. I don't know what he got a pawn shop going up in here. I'm about ready to buy me some speakers or some shit. I know I did, but I'm just stopping in because this is the time where a lot of comedians that have been working for so long. They really ain't doing much, and I'm just keeping it real.
Right.
But this is the time to reflect and kind of regroup. And I hate to go Christianing on you on this, but sometimes you got to be thankful for what's been set up for you, and now you're going to appreciate this business more because nobody's selling out stadiums. There's no David Chappelle show as far as with David Live or D.L. Hughley. You ain't going to concert and see these people now. That's when you're going to appreciate this business because everybody don't understand the comedy business. You have to have something to fall on when it falls. See, nobody saw this pandemic pop the hell up.
Right.
Okay, so I'm thankful that for so many years I saw when comedy Def Jam, when Def Jam was here, I saw all this comedians coming out. I saw the changing of the guards from mainstream to black comedy. You see, mainstream, back in the day, if you didn't work mainstream, you weren't getting in, but because you worked black comedy, there was fearing of Def Jam comics or BET type comedians.
Right.
So thankful that I caught eye to say, hey, look, I had a friend of mine, true story, James Stevenson III. He used to open up for Ray Charles of all people. We were in Seattle together. He said, man, you from Baltimore. You need to go back to Baltimore and promote talent. This is in '85. So that was a great idea. I said, well, you know what? I've always liked talent, always liked bands. And I'm from a great town of entertainers. I mean, we had Jimmy Briscoe and the Little Beavers back in the day. We had all these great bands from Grand Jury and on and on.
Right.
So it was a great, and I was only comic out there.
Okay.
So that gave me a big edge to know what was going on when I came back to Baltimore. But the long story short, it gave me a chance to understand the business of this thing. You know, especially when you're trying to do it for a living and you don't have that gig that weekend. Stuff get canceled out on
right,
you.
Right,
you know,
right.
What are you gonna fall back on now? So that's one of the things that I had that eye for, and I'm thankful. Look at what's happening right now.
Yeah,
things are shut down. Right. I can still do one show a month and still make a living, and that's production, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I was a producer and I was a comic at the same time. I mean, I never got a break until now. But I'm content because I'm also retired.
Right.
You know.
But is that an outlier, or is that like something? Is that unique for you, or what are the rest of the comedians or people in your field doing? Are they doing the same kind?
Well,
of
if
thing?
you ain't saved no money, then you're gonna probably be working at McDonald's,
just like the rest of us.
Just like the rest.
You're gonna be back on. You're gonna be back on board. You know, just trying to survive. You know, something. The point is, you got to have a skill to fall back on. My skills is business and management. So I already saw that a lot of the things that was just transpiring. It was just like, oh God, this is not good. And then when you're from Baltimore, and all the comedians that came past me, helping these guys and watch the egos blow up.
Of
course.
course.
Oh God, the ego. You know, they forgot that, 10 minutes ago I met you at the sub shop. Now I put you on stage and help you develop. You forgot what Ricky Shackleford had done for you. Right. You know, planting that seed back in 1985. And but the blessing is, like I said, here's the thing. You guys are a witness. It's a good one, right? You're the witness when you saw the place Sanford.
Right.
That was a game plan. See, and people don't understand. Okay, it's shut down, but I got the script.
Right.
The proof is in the DVDs.
Yeah.
You see, I done sold over 100 DVDs just walking the street.
Okay.
Even with a mask on my face, but that's part of the game plan. You have to have that vision, and that was part of my vision. You know, you got to do things big, and all I wanted was to have that basic master script of having something to fall back on. But now the challenge now is to bring it back, which perfect for me, because what else am I going to do at 63? You know, and I trained hard for this. You know, and I want to say to people that understand, comedy ain't just waking up and telling jokes.
Yeah.
You have to train for this also.
You're absolutely right about that.
You can throw in a blurt every now and then, but you got to train for this. So,
yeah, it's not easy getting up in front of a crowd of strangers.
It looks so easy.
Yeah.
You know, I always hated people that always, and I'm just generalizing because I hear it all the time. Oh, he ain't even funny. Well, get up there yourself. Then you see it ain't even.
You do hear that a lot, and somebody always want to try their hand because they think that it's easy, but it's a process. I mean, I think it takes nerve to get up in front of a group of people that you don't know and tell jokes. You might not appeal to everybody. It's not easy.
Well, you know, and people, the comics that has been in the business, ask them about bombing. How many times you had bad nights?
Absolutely.
Thanks, Nick. I got one here.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, you know, how many times you had bad nights? You know, and I think you had, what's his name, Uncle Billy and the crew here.
Yeah.
Every one of those comedians you had here, we produced them. See, and I'm not in there for gratitude, for ego. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about, you know, these guys are the new jacks coming up.
No, but I think you should toot your horn a little bit. If you're not, I'm going to. I mean, you're like I don't know if you're labeled as the father or the godfather.
They call me the godfather.
The godfather of Baltimore comics. And you've put a lot of people on. And not only that, you supported them and shown them the ropes. So you should toot your own horn. If you want, we will.
To see them out there succeeding, you know, it puts a big smile on my face.
Yeah, because you had a hand in it.
I had my hand in it.
Right,
and I guarantee you, Jackie, all of them got a Ricky Shackleford story.
Right.
You know, I'm looking at Larry Lancaster right now. He's on WEAA. You know, I remember his good days and his bad days.
Okay.
You know, and I'm looking at now the females are coming out. Ray Diva. These are guys that have got a professional act. You know, but what they're going to find out, don't limit where you're trying to go. And if you just got that black act, then you're just going to work black crowds. Yeah. You have to have a crossover material as well. You know, so and you know, Cleon is another young man.
I've seen him.
You know, he got a mad following now. You know, he's done, I know, 20, 30 shows out of town. once they hit them on Instagram, they come pack the room. So he had a game plan, is what I'm trying to say. But the bottom line is, too, it's great to see these guys, because I'm thinking, what would they be doing if they didn't get involved?
Right.
Some of us got talent. We sit on the talent, and waiting. What are you waiting on? Just right now, out here grinding. See, they don't see this part of it. This is part of the grind right here. So,
well, let me get your thoughts on something, man.
Sure.
Because me growing up and listening to comedy, it was a record player and me sitting next to the speaker listening to Richard Pryor, Red Fox, on low speaker because I wasn't allowed to listen to him.
Sure.
You sneaking.
And then when we got to the 80s, I think Eddie Murphy was one of the big crossovers where he did videos.
Sure.
So now we're like into the digital age where we're doing videos. Now, with us being in the middle of this pandemic, because we talked to a couple of comedians before, and they kind of talked about that it's not the same kind of energy when you're doing something live and you're getting that feedback. Do you think, as we define, my question is, as we define the new normal, do you think we might go back to those audio?
We're going to have to, the audio and that's by choice. But my point is, the what's it called, Zoom? I did about 3 of those Zooms. I could have threw that shit out the door because you don't feel the crowd.
Yeah, you don't feel it,
it's
right.
the energy from.
You don't get the energy.
Right,
right. I had Nick was talking about being on time. I had they would set me up for Zoom, and they started an hour and a half late. Do you know what that do to a comedian? You start an hour and a half late.
Right, yeah.
I was like that little Wizard of Oz. I'm melting.
Right.
Hold just 1 minute.
I was melting. But I had to follow through. I felt so bad. I didn't want to do it. I said, because they wanted me to come out of retirement. I said, I'm retired right now.
Right.
And $100, you want me to do this work for $100?
Yeah, but what do you think? How are we going to adapt? I mean, how are you guys?
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm being real. I watch news every day. They're going to find a cure because it's in their money. They're going to make that money, find the cure. We'll get back. I think it's going to take a year. We're going to need the whole 21 to get this thing going back again. I mean, we're doing our part now. I have a show coming up real soon, November the 7th, coming right up at Club Expectations, matter of fact.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. See, we just did a show.
Are they doing it with like 50% capacity?
Well, sometimes the names are changed to protect the innocent. The FBI. Remember the FBI? Well, I'm gonna leave that right
Wait a minute.
So, black people.
Just 1 minute.
Black people don't follow directions.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Well, they says you can have 75. Brother, you got 150 people in this thing.
Right, right.
But that's just the name of the beast. And we're doing 2 shows. And the reason why I'm saying it, because we know we're not going to sell out both shows.
Yeah.
But what we do is get them in, get them out. Everybody have to wear a mask. And trust me, I'm involved in this. I'm walking around making sure they got the mask.
Okay.
And I can tell them straight up, don't get in my face though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't blow snot on me. Come on, man. So, but I'm just saying, but we need that laughter right now.
Of course we do.
And I got a lot of new Jack comedians coming up, and these guys are young, but they're easy to structure when they first start. It's like we were talking a minute ago. Once they develop a name, oh God,
it's hard to reel them
you
back
say your
in.
name David Chappelle?
Yeah.
Well, I ain't seen your ass on Netflix. So that's my point. Just don't get ahead of the game sometimes.
Yeah.
And some of them I don't think it's going to happen from appearing one time on stage. God goodness, I wish I'd have knew that, because now you're talking about 40 years done gone. But the point is learning the business, knowing when to do what up there.
Right.
Knowing when that audience ain't laughing, you better be thinking real quick on something funny. So, and reputation. I can't step out there. Once I pick that microphone up, it's on.
It's on.
Whether you like it or not, I got
to
be funny. Even if I'm having a bad night from the night before, I got to push it. I've done 7 shows in 1 week. Think about it for a second. That's a lot of shows.
So what does it mean? What does it mean for a comedian to be doing so bad they just cut their show and just walk off?
That means he didn't do his homework. And one of the things I train these young people is practice. Do your homework. Pay attention to detail. The biggest detail you got to do is the practice. You got to practice. You got to write. You got to practice that material way before you hit that microphone. Everybody can't freestyle.
Yeah.
I had to train the freestyle. Meaning I was at Ocean City, never forget it, 5-year contract there. And I had 3 shows a night. I can't do it. You get tired of doing the same jokes.
Right.
That's when I came up with improvisation, how to come from the top of your head. But everybody don't have the same talent.
True.
My quickness is I do impressions, I sing, and I rip your ass up. You get in the show. That's enough. That's enough.
So you pick on people in the audience.
Oh, I love that, man. I love that because I don't do it to embarrass them. I do it to lighten them up.
It's
because you can feel if they don't like it, you got to back off, turn that truck around, go the other way. But that's the experience that you have to earn. You can't just take the experience of 40 years and think you're going to get it in 5 years.
Right.
Because your experience is your comedy. We were talking about overseas a minute ago. Oh, I stayed in so much trouble over there. I should have stayed over there. I should have just stayed.
You talking about when you were in Europe?
I was in the military. I was in Shackleford, Germany. And I just got married. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I was saying I do, and she said you won't with me. But we talked today, and I was blown away. We both into God, and that's a good thing. I said, and she rich. I said, can I come back home?
Let me just remind folks, if you want to call in, you have comments or questions for The Godfather Comedy, give us a call at 855-493-6499.
Ask him anything. We don't know.
Ask him anything.
We don't know he gonna answer, but we can ask him
anything.
And I'm writing this joke called mute, like muting your phone. That's the best invention in the world. You have a problem with your wife, mute her ass.
See.
Well, speaking of mute, did you see the debates?
Yes, I watched
So what is?
But understand that I'm not a political
Right.
guy,
But it's comedy. There was some comedy there, right?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I got to get this one out of the way before we start on that. Was the vice president with that fly on his head? Let's get him out the way first. I swear, this is a true story. I think I was the first one caught that fly. You watch it. What the hell is that?
I ain't even noticed it.
So you got close up on it because you had to see it.
I went right on Facebook and I put it
Oh my God!
I took a picture of it. Because I said he lying so damn much. The fly know he lying.
But first of all, the man looking like a corpse.
Oh,
right.
You know what I mean?
He always looks like that.
He remind me of. You don't remember Johnny Quest?
Yes.
He remind me of Reese.
That's a good one. Yeah.
It was Reese from Johnny Quest with that white hair.
Nick, that's before your time.
No, Nick don't have a clue what we talking about now. Johnny, he remind me of Johnny Quest, but he's perfect. He's perfect for the job for Donald Trump because he's definitely a mannequin. He's the biggest dummy I've seen in a long. I'm sorry to tell you what I'm looking at, but what's going on now? Donald Trump is lying so much on these debates, and I'm glad they're over. He lies so damn much, I'm starting to believe him.
He's made an art out of lying.
He's good at it, though.
He's very good at it.
Nobody could out-talk him.
You can't.
You can't out-talk. That man will talk and talk and talk. And
you saw the last debate when I think when they were, I think it was 13 11, one of them Tuesdays. She was attacking him.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, that's not what I'm talking about.
That's not.
60 minutes.
Yeah, 60 minutes.
60 minutes is what I'm saying. He said, well, Donald Trump said, well, you don't talk to Joe Biden like that.
Yeah.
Y'all be asking
He's
Joe
like
Biden.
a big kid.
I know.
Yeah, it's amazing to me.
But we let him get away with this.
Yes, that's the thing about it. It's like it's no accountability.
None.
And it's amazing how, he continued. Like you said, you can't out-talk him.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like maybe he should have been a comedian, man. Just get up there and just talk.
He is a comedian.
You ain't never seen
He just hasn't been categorized like he's not earning a living as a
You
comedian.
ain't never seen Batman. That's the Joker. That's a straight up Joker right there. He messing up Gotham City right now.
Okay.
What about Kamala Harris and her face?
I love her, man. I sure like to make love to her. That's a sexy woman. I had a crush on her and Stephanie Rollins Blake. Oh, boy, she had the sexiest lips. Yeah. I'm like, girl, I don't know what you're saying, but them lips look good.
And speaking of Stephanie Rollins, she getting some national airtime too.
What's she doing now?
She was part of the CNN gave her a lot of airtime as a friend of as a friend of Kamala and stuff.
Oh,
so
wow.
she got maybe she doing a lot of interviews, so you can catch her.
Yeah, I'm going to check her out. But, I was not really a big fan of Stephanie. I'm just being honest with you. Her and Sheila Dixon, you can have both of them. Go to hell. But I'm just telling you how I feel. You asked me, I'm telling you.
Yeah, we asked.
Sheila Dixon, she stole more than her nephew Warren Dixon. He played for Maryland.
Oh, damn.
I didn't tell you. I wrote that earlier. I just see it work. It must have worked Nick like this shit.
Yeah, but Kamala Harris's faces was classic.
But the only thing with Kamala is I have a problem. Stop smiling so much. You're not in court because you're gonna get the best trial for the next 4 years.
Yeah,
because they're gonna try your head, and then if old Joe go down for the count. I think Joe might have a seizure any minute.
Let me, because I'm a statistics geek, right? Sure. The two presidents, right? The two candidates, Trump and Biden. Both of them are older than the last two presidents.
Wow.
Bush and Obama.
Yeah.
3. No, yeah. Who was before him? Yeah.
Wow, Joe makes me nervous. I mean,
so you're talking about a president. You're
talking about a
president.
He makes me nervous.
So you're talking about a president who was 8 years, and both of them did 8-year terms, and they still older.
Wow,
16 presidents that had office 16 years ago.
Wow. Well, I mean, I'm looking at Joe Biden, and I'm really concerned. Because if you think white folks having a problem now, don't let Kamala be the president. You can shut down North Avenue. You can shut all of it down. They ain't gonna be ready. I like her though. She's a cutie. But I don't know how she was as a prosecuting attorney. That's what she was, right? But she in a different ball game right now.
It's totally different. So she got to get her mind right for the task at hand.
Well, see, that was the thing I was seeing with even the local politicians. For even what's my girl name? The other one looked like a sneak, like she was on the corner. What's the girl? The last mayor.
Pew.
Yeah, Pew. Yeah.
She looked like a poodle.
No,
she looked like that Star Wars character.
I'm just saying.
Jar Jar Binks.
Her attitude sucked.
I knew her.
Yeah.
And from the clubs, I used to see her come through, and it's just something wasn't right.
Yeah.
You don't remember HBO The Corner? You don't remember Murray Fran? Murray Fran was the crackhead junkie on the corner. Think about who I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
Did you hit that?
No, I would never touch it. I would never touch it. There's a whole lot of assistants that they had. The assistants, they were creepy.
You would hit that, right?
I hit the assistant. Yeah. I'll help her get in the car. You need to get in there real quick. No, but I was never a political person. And that's why we said that. I have to mention that. But my nose ran a lot, too. It's not from cold or nothing. It's this lights and all that good stuff. So don't be aware. Ain't got nothing that Nick looked over here and shit. He's like,
cut his eye.
He cut his eye.
I saw him cut his eye too.
He went straight to them bifocals. Thank you, Nick. My man. I'm sweating right now because I want to keep.
That's because you're feeling all this hotness from this direction.
No.
That's what I think it is.
Good now, I've never been a wig man, but
oh, Lord.
No, you are looking like a little snack over there.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Let's get a close up with Jackie.
Like I think he about to do Superman or some shit.
I wanted to wear this anyway. This is my state on
Yo MTV.
He got the Yo MTV rap.
Okay, he took it way back.
This dog got this. I bought it way back in the store, the Family Dollar store. No, Family Dollar still $1.
Oh my God! For how much? $1?
It was $8. It was actually $8.
Okay.
I just like this shirt because when I got up there in Hagerstown, the white girls say, "Oh, I know that." Fine as hell. Because I don't have no prejudice in me. I had twin Mexicans. They were good too. You talking about a Taco Bell? Come on now.
I can't with hell.
Well, Jackie, I know you cross the fence every now and then.
Tell us more, Jack.
Hey, look, some white man that had his liquor license too.
Here we go. How much started that shit?
That's funny.
I am delivered.
They go this game.
Probably still following you around.
Nah,
You never know.
Hey, I'm saying, no, you don't complain. You ain't complaining when they're doing it. Yeah.
If they doing it.
Damn, Jackie.
I'm just saying.
You had bad customers.
Get some bad ones in there.
Stop.
Some bad apples.
I be sweating for real. Nah, but you know, I'm talking about old age too, man. God damn, I didn't expect 63 to come so fast. Last week I was 53.
It sneaks up on
63
you.
came that damn fast. You know what I don't like about getting old? You pee all the time. God damn.
Yeah.
You can't drink past 6 o'clock. Oh, and Nick gave me a fresh water.
Oh, so you're going to be in the bathroom half the damn
No,
night?
no, baby, I got a better one. Then I sleep in the bathroom.
But
Yeah.
Oh, I take that walk.
Oh,
You
Lord.
already there. You know?
I always say, don't let's not count 2020 because we ain't do shit.
Right. We done.
We ain't do nothing this
Whoa,
year.
that's a subject to talk about. God.
We ain't do nothing this
This
year,
has
so
been
we
a
ain't
hell
gonna
of a
count.
year.
What have you been doing other than your thing here from March till now?
I know.
But
Yeah.
and this is the stuff I'm writing. What have you missed? Well, think
Yeah,
about
and
it a little bit.
but that's true though. I mean, like everything was shut down.
True.
I think the good thing is some people have been able to reconnect with family.
Sure, most
You know, I even love that they're not opening a lot of these stores on Thanksgiving
Yeah.
because again, the holiday is about family.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
running out there shopping, and who the hell has money anyway?
Yeah, but we as Americans, everybody's going to it's always some kind of a debt. I mean,
Yeah.
we still spending money. It's just
We're
on,
still
on
spending
Amazon.
money, but
you know
yeah.
what? I can't wait to tell the story like to my grandkids. They'll be like, "Tell me about 2020." I'll be like, "Look, it started with this damn chicken sandwich.
Yeah, how about that? In fact,
It all started.
He had the chicken chronicles.
Chicken sandwich.
It all started with this
Nick
chicken
was riding
sandwich
down
around
to
Christmas.
Salisbury
Look
and
at
shit, chasing that chicken.
And after that, it just went there.
And you know I ain't ate none of that chicken since.
Really?
I have not had a piece of that chicken. You talking about the Popeyes?
Yeah.
I have not, because the headlines I heard.
People killing over the
Oops.
sandwich and shit.
Yeah,
But
it
you
was-
remember back in the day, they used to laugh at us about eating chicken.
Yeah.
That chicken ain't that bad no more, is it?
Hey, it's probably the cheapest thing you can
Chick-fil-A.
buy.
Mhm.
Yeah,
All of them.
but you know, this has been a crazy year. You know,
Yes, yeah.
I mean, you miss stuff like going to the movies.
Yeah,
If-
yeah. For me especially.
Come on now, if I have
Yeah.
to watch another throwback movie from off the rack in Walmart, I can't take. I get the $5 ones. You gotta get the $5.
You gotta get the $5
I'm cheap,
ones.
girl. I'm cheap. Shit, I can spell cheap backwards. Cheap, same cheap. I'm the same cheap person. I'm cheap. No, I bought about 5 of them yesterday.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, I'm so into it now. I bought the same movie twice. How do you walk out? How do you buy the same? No, wait a
'Cause
minute.
it was cheap.
No, not because it's cheap. I'm talking about the same time. Not like, okay, I do it this time. I got the same damn movie. What the
Let's
hell?
see.
Hey, look, I watched some good stuff. Got to watch this one with John Travolta. He was a great actor.
What
too.
was it
It
called?
was about him. He was a salesperson selling boats. But I can't think of the name of it because my brain is
It
slipping.
was what's the guy name? Gene Hackman. Was he in that
No,
one?
Gene wasn't in it.
Okay.
Gene is dead, ain't he?
No, Gene's still alive.
Gene's still alive.
Yeah.
Gene got to be old, though.
He's old.
He got to be cranking 89.
Must be the jeans.
It must be in the jeans. In the jeans.
I can't with him.
Oh, damn. What's his name? Larry Hagman.
Oh my God!
Larry-
Did he say
Larry
Larry
Graham.
I mean,
Hackman?
George Foreman.
Damn.
George
No,
Foreman,
that's
you got a
Martin.
grill.
That's Martin Luther over there.
I thought it was George Foreman. I thought I saw a grill over there.
That's Martin Luther.
No, it was a great movie. He was selling boats, and realistically, he became a hustler.
Okay.
You know, and it was to see John Travolta do that, and then he kind of, when you start making money, you get rid of people like your wife. And that's what he did. Because he would have all these seminar win boat races.
Right.
So it changed his whole dynamics, and he just started really tripping. I thought it was going to be a bored movie about some
Yeah.
boats. But I said, wait a minute, John Travolta in this movie, and he took it up. Mm-hmm. Because
I gotta catch that.
yeah, I'm
me see if I can find
text you
it.
the name of it.
Okay.
My brain is, honey, I pushed to get here today because I didn't want to disappoint you guys.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy.
You're used to disappointing women.
No, they disappointed because I don't deal with them. Jackie, I ain't never had that problem. I used to live 1112 Hill and Dale.
That shit don't mean nothing.
The name?
I used to call
I'm just saying.
I used to call my spot. Go ahead, Jackie, let me get there. I used to call my spot the hotel.
So it sounds
You
like
come in, but you can't tell.
sounds like the movie is called Speed Kills.
That's boom.
A wealthy speedboat racer
Okay.
leads a double life that
man.
gets him into trouble with both
You
law
got
enforcement and
encyclopedia
drug
over there.
lords.
That's why he my right hand.
Now, y'all are good at what you do. He went right to it.
Drug
He's
lords.
technical.
It was good, bro.
Wow.
I'm telling you, when you get that movie, if you don't, I'll let you have it. I'll not have it, boy. You bring my shit back. I ain't get nobody
I might
nothing.
can find it on Netflix or
Go,
something?
no, go to that rack.
Let's see.
Well, I'm gonna just watch it because of the women and Jennifer Esposito, Catherine
beautiful, beautiful.
That's why it was good.
Yeah, you know, supporting cast is important. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's no different. You know, when we did Sanford and Son, that ain't defending.
That was a great play, by the way.
It really
I meant to,
was.
because I haven't talked to you since we did the Sanford and Son.
Well,
it was.
I bought y'all a present. You first, Miss Jackie.
Thank you, sir.
Nick, you don't get none. I got you, Nick. You don't play that, man. You guys doing your thing.
Oh, thank you so much. The DVD,
We
y'all.
really enjoyed it.
Yeah, great show.
But you know, and it's funny that we were talking about that play because, man, it's like somebody took one of your children.
Yeah,
so we was ready.
Yeah,
and just think about where we would have been now.
Yeah, with that momentum.
Because we had 4 bookings and they were like at churches.
Okay.
And Good Shepherd, and we were trying to keep it going because we've done a lot of Christian comedy, whether it's New Jersey or whether it's Virginia. And my main man, got to give him some love, Howard G. Howard,
yes, yeah.
he set that up. You know, it's funny how this thing revolved with us.
Yeah.
It ain't like we planned this, but some things happen. You know, you got to be with the right people, just like the chemistry here.
Yeah.
You guys didn't have this chemistry, this wouldn't work.
True.
Me and Howard is the same way. You know, and it's funny that he went out, started in the churches, and I was thinking, man, I got to do something. I'm getting older. I'm bringing up all these new comedians. What am I going to do? Sanford did something. You know, because Red was one of my idols. Used to love him. He ain't even got to say nothing to make me laugh.
That's true, yeah.
He makes me laugh. And, you know, and just to know his story. You know, how he had to come up through the 40s and 50s.
Right.
Dealing with the rude. He was clean at first. People don't realize he was clean. Flip Wilson was a little dirty. People think Flip was all clean all the time. But that Geraldine bitch knew some shit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
But he had to clean it up once he got to the mainstream.
Right.
There's the mainstream again, you know. But
Flip Wilson reminds me, well, not who's the guy? Wayne Brady reminds me of like Flip Wilson. He has that same kind of. You know, people think he's soft, but he's a very talented guy.
Flip Wilson was a brilliant businessman.
Sure.
He understood the business side of things.
Yes, he did. And we just talked about it. And that's the key to the longevity in this business.
Yeah.
Knowing the business and
being able to adapt.
But just think about this. It was Flip and Bill Cosby. Only 2 black clean comedians out there. You know, you had Dick Gregory. These guys was in the
too political.
Fighting it. You know, but I know Red Fox done brung up a whole lot of guys like what's the boy's name? Oh God, he had LaWanda Page. He had I'm just thinking about the guy Skillet and Leroy.
Yeah, Skillet and Leroy.
Wasn't Rollo a comedian too?
No, Rollo's an actor.
He's an actor.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's an actor.
Plus, he had the guy that played Bubba. Those, like, all of those people were his friends, but LaWanda was his best friend.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that he and Malcolm X were best friends.
They were best friends.
Yeah.
Who was best friend?
Ain't that crazy?
I actually saw that in Malcolm X when I saw it. Didn't pick it up.
I didn't either until I read that, and I was like, because he kept saying red, and I'm like, but they were best friends.
Because you remember they were running through New York.
Exactly,
Too many people, the celebrities, like, you know, had names
Harlem,
that were running through New York, and you didn't know them. They had to know each other. You know, but wow, that was amazing. I didn't know who, because you remember Spike Lee played.
Yeah.
Was he supposed to have been red? Well, it was somebody. When he had the feather in his cap.
I think Spike Lee's character was a fictional character.
It was,
that was fictional.
Yeah,
okay.
I think that person was fictional, but
that was.
The West Indian Archie was real.
I remember
I
him.
know that was real. Yeah.
Man, that was, you know, it took me a while to even with Malcolm X to get into it right, you know, because like I said, I'm not that political guy.
You know, another good show. I don't know if it's I think it's in hiatus right now. Was Godfather of Harlem.
I just saw that. You talking about with what's his name?
With Forrest Whitaker.
I got it at home. I just watched it.
I love that. Patiently waiting for the next season.
But not only that, but the dynamics of he had Adam Clayton Powell, you had Muhammad Ali, all them people that was in Harlem together.
Wow.
And their relationship. I don't know how much they took some liberty to, you know, as far as writers' liberty to, but all of them was in the same place. Bumpy Johnson, Adam Clayton Powell, you know, all of them ran the neighborhood. You know, you know, you got the politics, you got the streets, and then Malcolm X with his mosques in was trying to clean up, and all of them were like, we'll sit down at a coffee shop, a diner, and eat.
Wow. Yeah, I can see that. Because I remember back then, we have a comedian here. He writes for Living Single, if you remember Living Single.
Yeah.
Warren Hutchinson is his name.
Yeah, I heard it.
Warren would write for Living Single and The Bernie Mac Show.
Okay.
And I say that because we used to sit in McDonald's after the clubs late. I never thought this brother was going to blow up. And then me, Warren, and Monique sitting there.
Wow.
Me, Warren, and Monique. And I'm sitting there looking like Boo Boo LaFou. Having no clue of who all this talent I'm with, okay?
Yeah.
I got a better one than this. I'm riding on the road, never get up. I was in North Carolina. James Hanna was his name. Not from Baltimore, he's from Chicago. Big time writer. Watch the Bernie Mac show. You'll see his name in the credits.
Okay.
He was one of the writers. I took him down south. My grandparents treated him better than they treated my ass. I'm like, wait a minute now. You can't be eating my chitlins and eat my heart medicine. Come on now.
Right.
But it was just the idea of people that come in your path. Like even,
You never know.
You got to remember, just look at the greatness. Michael Blackston was another one. We're in the same competitions. Never get it. So this little skinny black dude. None of us won. The winner ain't always going to be the one go to the top.
That's true. That is
because
so true.
there's a talent behind it. It's a real talent. So sometimes you're at the right place at the right time, as you say, But those are the things that you remember. I never forget Bruce when I first met him. We in the Def Comedy Jam in Georgia. He got the hardest room in the world to work. Nobody laughing at 15 comedians all night. As soon as Bruce came down, he the last comedian.
He's funny.
They falling out because that's his home.
He's funny
and
as hell.
He just ripped it up, man. He was like at it, but those guys. Earthquake was another one. You never forget the history of meeting these guys. Earthquake was a mainstream comic. He wasn't a black comic at first. Boy, but he wrote enough to cross over. You can see Earthquake, you're going to laugh. Because he has that kind of talent. And that's one of the things that I had picked up. I wanted to produce. See, I can produce better than I can perform because it takes a lot to write all the time. And everybody don't have that gift to write. It's hard to, it takes a while for me to make stuff funny. People think as a comic, I can be a comedian, but I'm not a writer. Okay. And it's a big difference, trust me. He's funny as crap, but most of my stuff comes from the top of my head. I have a set routine, but then jokes run out.
So you ever had anybody write for you?
I've actually got a couple of people we're trying to sit down to do that.
So my question is, how does that so I'm a writing for you, right?
Right.
So
when you gonna start? Damn, let's make this money. We get out of the basement.
I'm just curious. My question is, I'm just curious to know how my ideas get to you. And like, for instance, I come down and I would tell you the story about it, and then I'll say, and you could say this and you could talk about this, and then he gives you an outline and you fill in the details, or is it like word for word?
In respect to you basically going to write the jokes. Because like I said, it takes me a while to put that seasoning in.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'll give a perfect credit is Kevin Hart. And people wonder why he's making so much money. He got writers.
Yeah.
He can sell out a stadium because he got somebody writing that stuff for him. It's like a movie script for him. So that's my job is to learn that stuff. Your job is to write it.
Yeah.
That's what you really need. Because like I said, I can come with a premise. Let's talk about Elvis.
Right.
I can give you any premise, anything. Let's talk about muting the phone. That's what we're talking about. But it's up to you to write that funny punchline.
Right. So I was always wondered is like, okay, do I give you the idea and then you say, oh yeah, now and then you take it from there, or is it like more so just say this, say this, say this, say this?
Yeah, but that's my whole point of making the great writer does all that.
Oh, okay.
That's your. If I run into the right guy to write me, stage is the easy part for me. Because you got to practice. I know the dedication
so
behind
like reading the script.
Reading the script again, but writing that stuff, man.
Go
ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And a perfect example of that would probably be Paul Mooney in terms of writing for Richard Pryor, because to me, I didn't think he was funny as a comedian, but he was a great writer.
Great writer.
Yeah.
But see, the problem with Paul Mooney, and this is my opinion, he was to me, people compare me with Paul Mooney. I think he's a little bit too militant. But if you go to his concerts, 65% is white.
Yeah.
They want to hear what he got to say.
Yeah.
So he's making his mark, but I think he could have been bigger.
Right.
And he wrote a lot of Sanford and Son.
Yeah.
People didn't see the credits at the end. Paul Mooney put something in there because him and Richard was tight, so there's something, though.
Yeah, you're right. That's an interesting dynamic because it's like I was a fan of him, but it wasn't like the same kind of side splitting laughter that I would get when I'm listening to Richard Pryor.
Yeah,
so it's interesting how I always that's why I asked the question. I'm like, okay, I said, do I toss it to you and then you take the ball and run it and then you put in your little things?
Sure.
Well,
here's the thing that works very well. You could toss it, but we have to groom it together.
Yeah,
sure.
You know what I mean? Because I know what's funny.
Yeah,
that's the part where I come in at. Oh man, that ain't gonna work. Man, you got to upgrade that a little better. You know what I mean? So those are the things that. It sounds so easy with comedy, but I'm telling you, I'm one writing script away from success. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just one.
Yeah. So I always picture that okay, it's like it's almost picture like you sitting at a conference table and say, all right, now talk about your dick, and then talk about your wife, and then talk about this. You know what I mean? And it was like, oh yeah, and then it's a collab or something.
Right.
But you can find so many things that's a lot more funny. And I got what you're saying. Well, other than sexual, it's just your delivery.
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it too. Yeah,
basic delivery is really funny. I learned a lot from Richard Pryor. I tell you why. I used to know that boy, and I used Richard was so funny because of the facial expressions he would make. He'd be acting it out like he's really there getting that. Oh, I had a heart attack. When he did that heart attack joke, you thought that fool was having a heart attack.
Oh yeah,
because he was so ahead of his time.
Right.
And I know a lot of people done profited from him. Look at David Chappelle. He just a spin from him. Look at David. Now, well, David does it.
I think he evolved a little bit because now it's like he sit there and he'll tell stories. And it's not like I'm side splitting laugh, but I enjoy it. And he will command the room for like 45 minutes just sitting there with his cadences and killing them with that. This here, and I have to keep talking before I fall asleep. But I'm just saying that.
That's that 60-something.
No, that's because I had a long day. And I couldn't get that. I'm trying to get that last 2 hours in before I come in down. The damn phone started ringing. I'm like, where's that mute button again?
Okay.
But I don't. Sometimes it's business, and you don't want to shut the phone off. So. But a lot of reasons why Richard Pryor was so great. If you remember Eddie Murphy when he had the red leather.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
What he did, Raw?
He did the
Was that Raw and red
leather? But here's the thing. But then
he was Richard. He channeled Richard Pryor.
He did. He really did. Yeah.
But the point is what got their attention was the red leather. Richard had the red shoes.
Yeah.
Think about it. He used to
Sunset Strip.
Sunset.
He had the red. He had the red. Yeah.
Always use. But the point that's the whole key to the game. Yeah. It's knowing what's going to keep their attention. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if you remember when Martin Lawrence did one stand-up. It was terrible to me. And I know Martin, a good guy. But I think he had the chain fence behind him. He had the, I think he...
Is that after he came?
What was he calling
it? Run Tell That? Okay.
Now, I'm slow. What did you say?
Run Tell That.
Right. But he had a brown... Was it brown? Like a brown...
Yeah, I remember that one.
Is that after he
But I remember one he had on Black where he... I think he was earlier where he was doing the fly. Right. He was more funnier then, but the Run Tell That was.
But sometime, and the point I was trying to make is in what you're wearing. That's very important. Just your clothing alone.
That's true.
I could come in with I'm looking like a comedian. This is what a comedian looks like.
Yeah.
Comedian ain't got to be dressed up in a suit and all that. That's not the way this.
Yeah, but Eddie Murphy, he came out like a rock star sex symbol. Right. With the leather pants and you know what I mean. He came out there. It wasn't like. He didn't try to look funny. He tried to look sexy.
Yeah.
But what I mean? But it was that era, too.
Yeah.
Think about the era when he did that.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? That era, and he was Eddie, I'm not to judge another man. He ain't the cutest nigga in the world.
But he was tight in them goddamn leather pants. I'm just saying.
But the women gonna like that.
Exactly.
He was playing his
Yeah, he
was playing his audience. And that's the point I'm making. You got to know what works for you.
That's true.
I could get up here with that suit on. I'm sweating like a slave up there.
Right.
But if I'm me, relaxed, this is me in the comedy mainstream. I dress down.
Yeah.
That suit is only good for a concert or something like that. There, but your clothes are very important all the time.
Okay, brother. So can I get your insight on something?
Sure.
Okay, we're going back to Richard Pryor, right? And his famous most famous stand-up was Live at the Sunset Strip. And I'm sure you're familiar with the story before that. The night before, he did a show and he bombed. It was it was horrible, and he got super bad reviews. And he came back the next night and killed it.
Yeah.
And it was like, so how can that happen?
It can happen because it's long nights in comedy. You got to remember, we stay up to 1, 2
Yeah,
o'clock at night.
yeah.
Let's party a little bit. Oh, shit, it's 5 o'clock.
Right.
I got to get out. I got a gig the next night. So your brain is just like me being a little tired today. You got to be focused when you're standing
So
up there.
you got to have your A game every
You got to
night.
have your A game.
And the energy.
You representing Richard Pryor. But the point is to all that is that's part of the nature of this business. Tiffany Haddock had the same problem.
I was thinking about that when you said that.
But
Yeah.
She stood up all night smoking that weed to the ski. She was doing her little party. Then she got that show. Oh, shit. Looked like the room is moving.
Yeah.
That's some good shit. So trust me, I've done a lot of nights, good nights, bad, but you just go to the next show.
You just go to, because you can't have a good night every night.
Can't have a good night. Nobody's a machine.
Right.
It's not like you putting a quarter in me and say, I want to see this, I want to hear this record. No.
Okay.
That audience is different too. There's another point.
True.
Every crowd is different. They were laughing at me last night. Damn, I heard some crickets in there. Somebody killed a cricket.
I never ever thought about that in like differences in the crowd, because I just thought that was amazing. Like it's like he did it was a historic. It was his most horrible show, and then the very next night he did the same show, and that was the album that was recorded.
And sometimes you got to understand too, they're preparing themselves for just maybe that album. They prepare themselves for bigger stuff too.
Yeah,
so
true.
you have to, just like working out, you have to work out. A lot of them will go to the comedy store and these places like that. But the point is,
working
when
on
you're
your
on
routine,
the road
work on your craft.
and you got this gig locked in let's say Wisconsin or Detroit, you got to do these gigs. So back in our mind as a comic, this is the time we to practice this material. I got 3 shows this night. Somebody ain't gonna laugh at one of them.
Right.
You got to be in them shoes to understand it.
That's like a focus group. Let me test this out in this crowd.
Yeah, test it out. This is tested. But a good comic, you're going to bounce back. You look at Richard. I mean, come on. You really never, other than your story, you never really had too many. Because Richard had enough coke in him. He
was amped up on that stage. Yeah.
And he had people just, hey, Richard.
Right, exactly.
When the women start getting, hey, Richard. When they start giving you the drugs, you up in there. But that's part of the business. And I want to talk about that for a minute. For up-and-coming new comedians. Don't have substance. Don't use substance to make you funny. Because you'll depend on it after a while.
Yeah.
And we can go back and rewind the tape with Richard and these guys, but I've had some bad nights with alcohol. Wishing that I never drank that alcohol again. I know they ain't bringing me back to this club. I was bad to myself.
Oh, Lord.
But that's important to do it natural.
Yeah.
Smoking weed and all that. And most of me, I got to hit a blunt. And I say, look, you're not sitting in your home with your friends. That crowd is watching you, and then you become a product. You're only as good as your product, and I ain't going to hire you if you're not consistent, is what I'm saying.
Right.
But that's part of learning. Everybody got their niche on how to learn, but that's what I train the young comics. I try to give them the basics of what to expect. Being on time. Being on time. Man, you know what had happened? What had happened was you ain't coming back.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at the business. Tell them the truth, don't. I done got in plenty of fights. They don't fight me, but they mad as hell.
Yeah.
Because I want to help them get off to the right track. I'm gonna say this, and once you say, I appreciate what you said. I have to pat myself. I'm in Baltimore. Baltimore ain't no damn joke.
Hey.
I knock a nigga out
just
in
said that, didn't it? That's hard as hell.
Hey, Nick, I knock a nigga out in Wittens just like I would knock one out in 5 Mile House. Because they can be so hating sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yes.
Man, I was at the comedy club, and this guy he was from California, and he decided to crack on a guy in the front row. And I was like, boy, he looked like he was from one of the East Side Projects. He was sitting there like, it was like, boy, you don't smile? He was like, girlfriend's laughing. And I was like, boy, I said, you better roll up off of that one.
Yeah, you have incidents. I had a lady in New Jersey, long story short, she sat right in front of me, and she was giving the other comedians hell, but I'm the headliner. Oh, no, you're not going to talk in my show. She was drunk, too. You know she was drinking. And I said one word, I said, miss, don't get in my show. I bust that ass. You know she started crying. I said, oh, shit. I guess this white club ain't bringing my ass back.
Okay.
But she was drinking, and see, people bring their problems to a show. Can you imagine that? I've seen it a million times. They bring the problem, and they, oh man, you know, my wife left me. Well, I hope the bitch leave you. You
Life goes on.
You want to have fun. When your comedy is supposed to be fun. You know.
Well, I know Maryland's doing a good job as far as COVID. I think we're less than 3%. But are
Really?
the comedy clubs open?
Well, they open in certain states, but not Maryland.
Okay.
You know, we have
So
we had the Comedy Factory here. They losing so much money.
Yeah.
They losing so much because they picked up on the black comedy.
Yeah.
And you got you have Cedric and all these guys that come down. But back in the day, I think I headlined it when it was on Light Street. It was down maybe 4 or 5 times. But the transition of comedy with black and white comedy changed. Meaning in Baltimore, it was all about them white boys at first. But see, once Def Jam and BET slapped them, and white folks see the way they're gonna make money, they're gonna jump on it.
Yeah.
And that's how they revolved. But the problem with that is now starting it all over again. You know, I was even thinking about taking my play there on a Sunday to do what they call a dinner theater.
Dinner theater, yeah.
Do it early, and because I know it's going to draw. But we got to wake up that beast right now.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
I remember we had comedian Big Mama on here.
Oh, okay.
And she brought up the fact that a lot of well-to-do comedians were then in a position of saying, oh, well, I'm used to getting paid $3,500. And she said, right now, ain't nobody paying you shit.
They ain't paying you they ain't paying you no mind.
Exactly. So you got to bring it back down. I think this whole pandemic was a reality check.
That's the reality. That's what that's what we miss now.
Exactly.
And I'm, one blessing. I know where my career is going to go because I have a game plan. You know, I like the acting part of it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I don't know if I look happy.
Yeah,
when I
y'all looked like y'all had such it really was. I was impressed. And everybody did a phenomenal job. I was just like blown away.
Man, that play.
You had fun doing it,
That play
and that
had
came
everything.
across. Yeah.
It had the house, it had the strip club, it had the church. I'm like,
Right.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I was proud of them guys because it wasn't done overnight. You know, we had our internal problems, but when we hit that stage, you're only as good as your leader. And I try to humble myself as much as I can because I expect perfection.
Yeah.
But when you know what you're dealing with, and I think the presentation helped us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, okay, now I'm sitting in this chair. Next thing you know, Howard comes out with that big wig. Lamont,
Right.
and Maybelle just fit right in this Esther's, her just that tiredness started to catch up.
Yeah.
I'm hanging in it. I got about 27 more minutes. Woo! I'm stuttering like I've been drinking. I don't drink no more after them DUIs. Shit. DUIs will shut you down.
Hell yeah.
When you get the DUIs, next thing you think is bus pass. How man, I ain't getting no damn. I'm not getting no damn bus in no way. No. But no, I that was the I was going to bring a picture here. I'm so mad I didn't bring it. I used to do characters. Guess who I did? My favorite was Rick James.
Okay.
I'm talking about. I'm in pretty slim still. I had the wig on, the guitar. I had my Mary Jane girls. That's when lip singing was hot.
Yeah.
And I brought it back from the West Coast because they were doing lip singing. I won $1,000 at the hotel in the airport. Coming out as Rick. I had my shades on, had the joint in my mouth, rolled up.
Right.
Wasn't nothing in it.
What song did you do?
Every one of them, because Rick was my favorite. Mary Jane, what's
Super
the one
Freak.
me and this girl, I got it on tape. Me and her did Fire and Desire. Come on,
Okay.
man, are you serious? Woo, it was a fire working with her. I ain't gonna tell you what really happened. You gotta say, honey, this is an act. Shit.
Wow.
But those characters, I also have a minister character and also a wino character that I do. I mean, I got this on footage because what I did was I used the clubs as my training because I could get the time I wanted. So basically, I produced myself.
Okay.
I would love to hear somebody say, "Well, I did this, no, you didn't this shit."
See.
I put Ricky Shackleford out there.
So these characters are these people that you you channel that you know, and you say, all right, I'm gonna be this person. Or people.
I took those characters, and I'm glad you said, because they was my favorite. They stood out. They made a difference in my mind. Rick James was big.
Yeah,
you know, he was a crossover just as well, because white folks loved him. But Red Fox, come on, man, you don't need to tell me no more about Red.
Right.
You know, Red Fox. It wouldn't been as. I think with Red and Richard, you got to give Red some love, because Richard wouldn't be as great as he was with Red.
True.
Because Red was dirty. I mean,
filthy.
He was my grandfather had a stack of albums of Red Fox that high. You know what I'm saying? And Grandma never gave me that shit to me. That made me cuss right there. All that and I used to get up there and do all of his material on stage. And not the big dummies. Thank you very much if you applauded for me. Those of you who don't applaud, I hope your dog die. That's Red Fox's stuff. Right. He was quick with the one-liners. Yeah. You ever notice he never done no long, drawn-out material?
Right.
Everything was like boom, boom, boom. And when he hit Sanford and Son, he just won me over. I mean, you could watch Sanford and Son today and still laugh.
I still watch it. Yeah, I still watch it.
But see, Jackie, that's part of our game plan on what I'm trying to do. Is I want to move it to the senior buildings. I want anybody that needs that. I'm not hungry for money. Uh-oh. Did I shut down the store? I'm not hungry for money. See, here's the point, and I know as a promoter, producer, the product is going to sell itself. So when you one person see that, you never know 20 other are looking like, I can use that.
Yeah.
But we're not going to stay here. I want to move. I want to go down south. I want to take it overseas. I see great spots here. The Howard Theater. Think about that if you've been there. You got Bethesda Blues. Real nice venues. Because when you hit D.C., you hit a totally different market.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
It's like night and day from Baltimore. You know, they can't stand our heads, though.
I don't understand that, but,
I don't either.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I think a lot of it, and you would think D.C. would be slower than us, because they're more down south than we are. Think about it. We're going down south with DC. Next spot,
it's
Virginia.
True, but I think they're a little bit more hip than we are.
They're more hip than us. That's my whole point.
Yeah, DC's it's a transient city too, and it's like all the cities on the East Coast. You got New York, Philly, DC. Are all on the same level, and then Baltimore's kind of, as far as we're talking about entertainment.
Sure, but you know who got the entertainment? It's Philadelphia. Yeah, you got the Philly sound. You got Ray Good. Harold Melvin's Blue Notes. So many people came through.
I love Baltimore, but Philadelphia is on a different.
It's a different vibe altogether.
It's unfortunate.
You got Boys to Men. They came from out of there. So
exactly.
you're looking at. I mean, when we did the competition, we would have thought. The Coors Light back in the they was professionals. And I'm not talking about the comedy. I'm talking about the singers and the groups that were so polished, you know.
But I think when you start thinking about those times, they understood the brand.
Sure.
I think people have gotten away from the brand, building that brand.
Sure.
You are the brand.
You are the brand.
So you have to know that every time you step out there, you're representing the brand.
You know, you don't get no turnarounds. You got to do it. When you hit that stage, them lights on. I remember I did a show. I was at the Baltimore Civic Center. And I think OJ's was on the show. It was also Levert, before he died. He was on the show. What's the boys? The twins, the Whispers.
Yeah.
They was on the show. Kathy Hughes was there. Everybody was there. And I'm first time, she said, Patty, I'm sorry, the OJs want you to do it clean. I already had the game plan. We're going to do it dirty anyway. I ain't got but 15 damn minutes. That goes so quick. I walked backwards for 15 minutes.
Right.
This is what killed me, though. Ladies and gentlemen, from Baltimore, Maryland, let's give it up for Ricky Shackleford. They shut the lights off. I lost my mind. Everything was black. You couldn't see. You know, sometimes you can see the audience member, but it's a different setting.
Yeah.
The setup is for bands.
Yeah.
They shut them lights all.
So you don't know if they laughing or you
exactly.
no energy.
I didn't panic. I just stood there and said, no, let me do this joke. Just be patient. Let the laughter come to you. I'm talking to myself because you done the jokes 20 times. But 15 minutes, I said, shit, I'm going to get through this, you know. But Kathy Hughes was real nice. I met her and I ain't going to go there, but she said, go down to the radio station. You know, I want them to put you on the air. Shit, them niggas locked that door.
Wow.
V103. Damn. I hope they listening. They were shutting them doors, but people, and that's the Baltimore mentality. I can't stand. I'll keep it real because I've been on the ground. I've been on the grind, and we got to stop being that way. Open your hand up, let people in. You don't know who you're shutting the door on sometimes.
And that's the whole thing. That's like when you ask me, did I have anything going on here? I don't. Yeah.
But don't you think, I think you told us about your resume, but don't you think that's disrespecting you?
Yeah, I think that I look at it like it's not I would like to do some stuff here. Am I going to beat my head up against a brick wall? Right. No, I'm going to go where the opportunity is.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I want to move to play. I don't want to see us sit here and just get sabotaged.
Exactly.
Because Baltimore will bring you down. And it's not about degrading our city. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, we hate when somebody succeeds. What did I don't know. I want you to get no new truck. Damn it. I'm driving this 06 and you got that new truck.
Right. But you can do the same thing.
Opportunity is there.
Yeah, exactly.
And I try, and I think because I'm getting older too, I don't worry about stuff like that anymore. Because when I left the West Coast to come here, I never felt like I belonged back in Baltimore nowhere.
Right.
Because I was already on the road. Then to come back here and then plant the seed and the things I wanted to do, I said, well, I can't. If you ever see me, when them show's over, Ricky is gone.
Yeah.
I ain't the hangout guy. I'm not hanging. But when I had them DUIs, I was drinking. So
that's a little different.
Everybody looked the same. But, you know, those are the things that I tried to tell entertainers. I used to learn from the up-and-coming bands. You know, them guys, I'm talking about the Baltimore bands. I learned from them. They had egos.
Yeah.
Them guys, I'm talking about, you're talking about Soft Tones, the First Class. Them boys, you'd have thought they was the Temptation.
But they probably could have been as big had they had proper marketing and management. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but my thing done shut down. I'm surprised the phone ain't blow up. Time we make some money. This pandemic niggas started to make me panic.
Okay.
I'm sure. No, but I you know, one blessing I have is to know the Baltimore scene with the entertainment.
Yeah.
So if things should happen, it ain't like it used to be. It was much better 20 years ago.
Okay.
You could go to the Ritz and watch a jazz band, Lonnie Liston Smith. You could go to Gatsby's nightclub and see Gene Carnes.
Right.
These big names, and these are not big scale names, but they household names in Washington D.C. and Baltimore.
Quality music.
Quality.
Right.
But it's a sad thing right now because, you know, not just because of the pandemic, it wasn't happening before it.
Yeah.
You know, I call it watered down entertainment. Comedy's just inexpensive. That's why you can do comedy.
Right.
And then you ain't got to pay for seven people in the band.
True.
So it's just those little things you look at.
I think Baltimore's always had it was. I mean, I'm not at the level that you are, but I'm in the entertainment business as well. And it's like it's only so much each person has as far as their entertainment dollar, and it's like almost like a thing where you can't do this and that. I have to do this or that.
Right.
You know, and I'm talking about entertainment, which includes sports as well. You know what I mean? So that's why I said with Baltimore is a little bit lower than those other cities that I mentioned before, because DC is smaller than Baltimore, but you can have a venue or open a restaurant or do something and have 5 nights a week, and you have 5 different sets of people.
True.
Whereas Baltimore is going to be the same 5 every night. Is going to be the same people in order to support you.
And Baltimore to me, because I've seen 32nd Street Plaza have entertainment and the clubs just as well. Because I was in the mix with Curtis Anderson and all these guys back in the day, so I saw how it was. Tim Watts, you know, we were still good friends. The point is here, you're saying it's a limited, because people go to certain places. people that go to Gatsby's every now and then might want to go to Odell's.
True. Yeah.
It's a whole different crowd that goes to Odell's and Gatsby's.
Exactly.
I don't wonder. There was some fine women in both of them.
Then you had the Volcanoes crowd, remember?
Boy, if you make it there. That was on Green Mountain.
By the jail.
It was a good place to put it, wasn't it?
Okay.
He said by the jail. You mess up if you want to.
You're going right across the street.
There's a short ride on a short bus. They're going to walk you to jail.
The party's there, though.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I'm praying for us in this crime in this town, man. People don't want to go sleep on this crime. We got to be better. But I think a lot of this, we got to give these young people something to do. I mean, I remember as a young kid working the Baltimore, was them jobs we used to have.
They had the CHIP program.
They had
all
programs.
kind of summer jobs.
The summer jobs. We had them jobs, and that little $60 was some good. I don't know exactly what they were paying back then, but it wasn't that much.
It wasn't that much, but you're right. Like when I worked on the school year, I was getting $60.
Right, exactly.
But over the summer, I think my check might have been like $200 and something dollars. I remember that because every kid in the neighborhood was working, so they don't have that now.
Right.
And so, I know you're not a politician, but taking it back to politics, I know Rich is giving me the side eye because he thinks I always want to talk about politics. But
I want to talk about politics.
In your opinion, what do you think Baltimore needs in terms of leadership?
Well, first of all, Nick just nailed it. We need a good leader.
Yeah.
But you can't be scared. And I think a lot, and I don't know, I met Brandon, nice guy. Mm-hmm. It's a whole lot different when you're sitting in a different position than you're going to take mayor. True. That's a whole different ballgame because you done bit off a big piece of that apple right now. So that's why when we joked about the haircut and all that.
Right.
See, that presentation is everything.
Yeah.
You looking like sliding a family stone. Come on, man. That ain't no everyday people. Think about it.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Give me another one. Give me another one. I like
the
that.
haircut.
Give me another one.
That's the improv I was telling you about. So just thinking and just boom.
Right.
Because he looking like
Black Power.
Power and see, but that concerns me. I mean, because you're setting the tone for the future. Yeah. I know people looking. Oh, he's a young guy because you up there with that big ass.
My issue is you already got the.
That's the afro means that he cannot do a good job. It doesn't
mean. But you already. Why are you doing it?
He might as well cornroll it. Nigga, we gonna wear that bush.
But why are you doing it? Because you already got the election won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that ain't gonna make you lose the election.
Yeah, but it just gives me a flashback. First thing that I was singing, diamond in the back, sunroof top. He throwing that throwback. Don't throw back. Go forward.
I remember when he was in the middle of the pandemic, he was letting it grow. I was like, all right, we're all in the pandemic. Barbershops closed. I get it. Now he done had that stuff blown out like Mr. Ray commercials from back in the 1970s.
Ladies and gentlemen, hi, I'm Mr. Ray. I used to do that in my stand-up. Short hair, long hair, any size hair. Mr. Ray will do it for you. But it's sad. I'm happy for Brandon because he got a good heart. And I've talked to him for a minute. But the concern, once again,
you got to command respect.
You're not, and you're gonna get respect if you wear it that way.
Right.
You look good. If you was in a rock band with all that hair, but you trying to run a city that's in we got problems in this city. Mm-hmm. You look like the average Joe standing on the corner. Right. All you need is a liquor bottle in your hand. Come on.
And my thing with him being so young, you need to be thinking about the next 4 steps. Woo. So you need to think state, national. You ain't going to Capitol Hill. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, you're not going to Capitol Hill.
Who impressed me more? The boy from Cherry Hill more than.
I'm not
Wallace. He impressed me more.
With Wallace too.
I was one because he was going right after Brandon.
Brandon
cut that bush.
Mm-hmm.
You got to cut that bush.
Yeah, I do like Wallace, but I think, as Richard stated, I think Brandon already has the election won.
Right. Well, but
I don't think the Republicans are going to come out in full force to put their people in.
No. I don't think the Republicans care about this city.
Yeah.
And I think that Brandon would be better because he's more known. Bob Wallace came out of nowhere. I didn't know him.
Mm-hmm. A lot of us didn't.
And I've seen Brandon in the.
He
came on too late.
Yeah.
But it's good that he put his face out there, because he makes a lot of sense in the things he's talking about. So, and because he's from Cherry Hill, I ain't giving him no love, but I knew that nigga from Round Road. Let me see.
What about Kim Klacik?
Now, who is Kim Klacik? The woman?
The woman.
With the red
I couldn't
dress
stand
on.
that hair, man. I was
With
so
the red
mad at her
dress on.
yesterday. When I saw that fake Rick James glow hairdo, I was like,
Lord have mercy.
it was a bad wig went bad. It was, how you mess up a Jerry curl? Stop, my stomach hurting. It was, which way was that hair going?
I didn't.
Come on, Jackie,
see
you
that
look tight
yet.
now. Couldn't you help that girl out when she got on it? You embarrassed everybody in the You embarrassed every black person in America. Twisted. What was that? Was it? What?
Oh no! That's we talking about somebody else. We talking about the one who's running against Kwasi Mfume.
No,
with
no,
the red
okay,
jacket,
no, I don't-
with the red dress on.
No,
Walking
all I
away.
caught was the mayor stuff. I caught the mayor
Somebody
stuff. I
else
didn't catch
said
that.
that. Oh, you said she's married to a Caucasian man, right?
But she's a minister, right?
No, you talking about Pastor Wright.
That's the scary thing.
Yeah.
I ain't never going to a church. He's scaring me. It's like you ever see somebody drop a hair piece and then you pick it up? Then somebody else drop one and then you pick it up. And then you say, well, let's play pin the tail on the donkey. Let's stick it right in her head. That's how crazy she looks.
Yeah, I now I know exactly what you're talking about.
on.
Yeah.
Look, man, I'm being honest. I'm not
She
into
watch.
fashion and all that. I'm cool Bubba Ice, if you want to call me that.
I wonder if
But
she's
that-
watching.
That's the
it.
comedian, right?
That's a good friend.
Yeah.
Bubba Ice, New York, good guy. But what I'm saying is that presentation, I don't know what she was thinking.
That's everything. I say that all the time.
She
Presentation is everything.
What was you thinking? I don't get it. She did not win. And she was smart. She sounded very
She's
intelligent.
right. Yeah, she
But
really is.
She could have cut that hair.
Oh, she's very sharp. I think
Oh,
we had her
yeah.
as a guest here. once.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Oh,
few
man,
months
don't
ago.
invite her back. I'm trying to tell you. She,
But she had a lot
had
of
a lot
great
of-
shit to say.
Sure.
Yeah, she's
I'm with you.
very intelligent.
I'm only joking.
I know you're
Because what
joking.
she was saying makes sense.
Yeah.
But that hair didn't make no damn
It took
sense.
away from her credibility. Is that what you're saying?
Credibility. It's no different than
Yeah,
Eddie
yeah.
Murphy wearing the red suit again.
True.
They gave him credibility. The
Presentation.
women was eating that up. The presentation, they bought it. I didn't
Yeah,
buy it.
because I was saying, damn, he got big print in them leather pants. I'm just saying.
We didn't need to know all that shit, Jackie.
Well, this is the Intimacy Chronicles, goddammit.
Bartender cut her off.
Okay. Yeah, too much water for me.
I know, boy, with that wine he just brought me.
Oh, that's for the new place.
Oh, okay. That's it. Yeah, but I don't know. I see this election, whether it's the president or mayor, is more exciting than it's been in a long time.
Yeah.
And we can dog Donald Trump up, but he set himself up. There's no way in hell, I'm saying it on record, that he's going to win on November the 3rd, on my dad's birthday, on my father's birthday.
I'm not,
Coming out like it was Obama this year.
I'm just saying.
Maryland
It's
showed up. I'm
crazy.
telling you,
Yeah.
Maryland
Oh,
showed up.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I heard people say it's been a 3-hour wait, and they don't care how long it takes. They,
Yeah,
you
but I
know.
want us to
It's
vote, man.
it's them battlegrounds case though. I mean, Maryland's a lock, but it's the Pennsylvania, the Ohio,
But they started to
and
swing up
Michigan.
there. What's the other one up top with Wisconsin and all that? What's this? That's not. What's that?
That's
Michigan.
Michigan.
Right. Those areas are starting to fade more to Biden.
Yeah.
Because he done had his.
Because you know the reason he lost that state because Detroit didn't come out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look what they just.
They
you ain't
lost.
see the
He
way
lost that by like 1,000 votes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but look at the way he blasted that governor though. You don't talk about her
Sure
like that.
did. Sure did. I mean, he ripped her to shreds.
Sure up. You don't
Yes,
do that.
absolutely.
And you trying to go from Michigan to Wisconsin? You right there. Donald Trump be
Well,
glad.
he's going to cry foul if he loses, and if he loses, he's probably going to jail.
He need to. That's
But what if he win?
Well, I
The
don't even want to
thing
go
is
there.
about him winning, here's what I think. I think Donald Trump has one big trick up his sleeve
throwing
that
it
he's
down.
going to roll out. I'm still
Jackie, he
not.
just
said
rolled it out.
Let,
How the
let
hell
me
you
just
going?
say
Wait a
this.
minute, baby.
In terms
I'm just saying,
of
this man been
Biden,
having rallies.
I'm not
Well,
really
I
confident
wanna
in
hear it.
Biden's ability.
I
I'm
wanna-
going to be
I-
very
no, I
honest.
get what
I'm
you're
not
saying.
confident in his ability.
I like that opinion.
Yeah.
This is what. Let's get off the record. I don't like politics.
We
I like.
know that.
I like the
we
truth,
know
but I
that.
like
we just
the.
want to. We
See how
just
Trump
talking
does
about.
like-
Listen, but this is what I'm saying. I like the
know,
truth.
but
Right, right.
I'm just saying,
One thing
you know,
I don't
he
want to say I
has
like about Donald Trump he ain't scared.
He's not afraid.
And he say what the hell he wants.
Yeah.
But you can't have a scared president. I'm a military guy. I don't want nobody to lead my ass thinking you got to please everybody.
Yeah, like what he said about Iran. I wish they would fuck with us. You know what I'm saying?
He mean that
he
shit.
Gangster. So, yeah.
Look,
but I said
the Kennedys was gangster. They just was
yeah,
looking
they
They
was
just
doing
didn't
drive-by.
say
They
it.
look good.
It
was gangster.
But before we get off politics, I said this last week too. As far as Democrats and Republicans, I ain't gonna say Democrats and Republicans, conservatives, right? They fall in line.
Yeah.
You can have approval rating like 54%.
Sure.
And they say that 54% is good enough for me. I'm going to fall in line and support you no matter what you do. Liberals have to fall in love.
Sure. Ooh.
You see what I'm saying?
All right, well, I hear
and
you.
it's like you could do 90%, but there's that 10% that you don't like. Liberals will stop supporting.
Wow.
And that's the difference between. That's why people was like, well, I mean, that's not a deal breaker. He wouldn't denounce this and this and this and this. It was like, well, I don't like him as a person, but he gonna get the job done.
But Rich, who's these people's falling out the trees? These other groups that are falling out the trees. Who are the bad boys? What's the boys called? Nick.
Proud boys.
The Proud Boys.
Proud Boys, okay.
I never got their
Stacking up
music.
on
The
guns.
Proud Boys.
Yeah.
I thought it was a movie.
I thought it was a rock group coming out. But that's my
Yeah.
point. Look at the people he was bringing out. You look at Charlottesville. I drove through spots like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I know the hate is there, but we don't need to see that no more.
Right.
That's where Donald Trump should be ashamed of his damn ass.
Yeah.
I really
No,
do.
I
They
agree
came out
with
the
you
woodwork.
on that.
We
Yeah,
don't
I
bring
agree.
that out, man.
It's like you play into people's fear.
And the reason, and I don't even think that the thing about it is he does not want to lose a single vote. He cannot afford
Yeah.
to lose a single vote. He knows votes are coming from that sector, so he cannot.
Yeah.
Because if he denounced them, and it's not like he gonna gain votes on the other side by denouncing them.
right.
Yeah,
So he can't- he don't
wanna
wanna
say,
lose.
though, Rich, the country is hyped.
Yeah.
And I want to say that they're hyped.
it's
we
volatile,
need to be
man.
hyped.
Yeah.
I'm more hyped about this election than I was with Barack Obama, and I'm keeping it real.
Yeah.
You know, because we need to change, or we need people to do what they say they're going to do. I went to the last election when he won. You could walk through the different places where you vote. Wasn't nobody hanging out there. You
Yeah.
didn't see nobody. You know, you didn't feel it. You couldn't feel it.
Yeah.
Like we took it for granted that Hillary was going to win this damn
I'm
thing.
sure that.
Well,
Come
and
on,
she
man.
won the popular vote.
But
she
again,
didn't
people
win the
wasn't in
electoral-
love
Yeah,
with
and she
her.
lost credibility because she lied.
Okay.
Well,
But the other guy lied.
But
I'm just saying.
listen, even though they've proven that he's lied all these times,
They still fall in line.
the man still knows how to make money.
Yeah.
He brokered a deal that no president has been able to close, and that's the deal with the Israelis and the Arabs. So I'm not a Trump fan,
Sure.
but what I will say, yeah, he's not afraid to make an ass of himself, but he's not afraid to get his hands dirty either. I feel like in terms of Biden, everybody says he's the lesser of the two evils. I don't know that. In the last debate, he threw Barack under the bus a couple of times. Again, I wasn't president at that time. Like, you didn't have a say-so. I don't think, to me, that he has the experience, but I'm not really confident in his ability. He'd probably get my vote,
Right.
but still, I'm not confident.
Yeah, but I like your opinion because,
Yeah.
you know, you got to call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
You know, and
I don't trust Joe. That's my honest opinion.
But here's my opinion: Donald Trump is a better president. I didn't say I voted for him
Right.
because I don't like his little lying and all that bullshit.
And the
but
feeding
if
into
you want
the
a leader,
racism.
Biden or Trump, leader, put them together.
Yeah.
I think Biden is going to trust his advisors because
that's
one thing.
I
One thing I
hope
was
so.
one thing I was expecting Trump to do. Okay, he was short on experience, but I was like, you know what? He's going to surround himself by people that's telling him the right thing, and that's what did it for me. Where he didn't he wouldn't. He's not listening to nobody.
No, he's not.
Yeah, but he's like
So
second.
I think
Reagan,
that makes
Reagan
him a
wasn't the
bad-
best leader
yeah.
either, but Reagan had advisors.
Sure.
You're right.
You
You're
know what I'm saying?
absolutely
Bush
right.
wasn't the best leader, but Bush had people, and he listened to his experts.
That's true.
Military and all
But
of that stuff.
he's like
This dude ain't.
Secretariat right now. He's coming from the rear.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about, Trump.
Yeah, you're
because
right.
now he is starting to listen. Those folks are helping him because look, he was a whole different guy in that debate.
That's true.
He was a whole different guy.
Yeah.
He looked like a president for the chance. Out of all them 4 years, he took one damn day to get it right. God damn.
Because it's either, you
But
sink or
as far as the
swim.
Israel thing, I just think they were ready. I don't think he did anything special.
It
I
doesn't
think-
matter. The
But it
fact
happened
that he
on his
got
watch.
it done. Exactly. And
Yeah,
that's
it
what
happened
people
on his
are
watch,
looking at.
and
They've been
give him
trying to
credit.
get this done for years. Yeah.
No, they were ready.
So,
Well,
I think
but
that...
Jackie, but Jackie, you make a good point though. He's a better businessman. He's
Yeah.
very shrewd, and that's what he do. He said it the other night. I'm a businessman.
Yeah.
He ain't said nothing about a damn president. I'm like, damn, why did you sign on to be a damn
And
president? You a
it's just like
businessman.
the one thing about our community, like somebody has sent me a text, and it had Kanye, Ice Cube, and 50, right?
Right.
And then on there it said sellout. This is another thing about our community.
It's herd mentality.
Because people, we are emotional. And I think that because people have a difference of opinion, we say they are sellouts. I'm a sellout because I voice my opinion. No. It doesn't have to go along with what you believe.
And not only that, our attention span goes from Black Lives Matter to entanglement and
because they ran with that shit for the longest time.
I was like, so we ain't worrying about this
that.
now no more.
Exactly.
You know?
But
then
you're
wow,
absolutely right.
and that's why we don't get respect from politically.
Yeah.
But you know, as far as like you said, he's a good business.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know anybody else that has filed bankruptcy as many times as he.
But most
people keep giving him money because they knows that he know how to make money.
Well, I don't want to get into the racial thing, but white people follow white people.
True.
And I'm gonna say, and not saying that what's his name? Biden is not. He had a past too. They're trying to bring it up now. They're throwing it all on the news now.
Politics.
But because he's seen, and I've been to Delaware. That's where he's out of the Delaware area. But what I'm saying is, I could feel the prejudice in that area. You have to be there to get it. We did a show there like maybe 2 years ago, and we can tell we weren't wanted that much. You could feel when
Which part was it, north or south? Like
it was
Dover
close,
or
not
was it
Dover,
Wilmington?
going the other way towards
Wilmington.
Ocean City, Wilmington. I guess
Oh, Bethany
Wilmington.
Beach down that side.
the beach, exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, come on, I drove over the city a lot of times. I seen Confederate flags sitting in the back of the back of those areas. I mean, but that's America, man. I mean, you know, some people ain't gonna change their ways.
Right.
All Donald Trump did was just bring out the ones that want to have. They got an opinion just like you got.
Yeah,
one.
he needed their vote. He catered to what they wanted to hear.
He played the game.
Exactly.
He just played the
And
game.
that's what I was saying. I don't think he really cares about them. He's just playing
You're
the
right.
game.
He playing the game.
He
It's all
needs those
business to him.
votes. So he's
This
gonna
man's from New
say-
York.
Yeah.
What he got in
They don't want him in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Him
It's
or
bad when you can't go
Giuliani.
back home.
Yeah. I
It's
said
bad when you can't catch that bus.
this man done slept with strippers and all
Yeah,
this
that's
stuff.
right. How about that?
But he got the evangelical vote.
Ain't that something?
Because it's
You
about
need to write that
money.
one.
Huh?
That's what.
You can have it.
Because it's
I'm
about
just saying.
money.
I should've been
That's
man
the
with
thing.
nothing.
It's about money.
Yeah.
It's about
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it's all about. I think sometimes
Because
black
they
people
fall-
don't
because they fall in
understand
line.
economics.
But that's what I'm saying.
But you
They fall
said
in
it
line.
so well.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to like him. It's the
We
job.
don't.
It's the
Yeah.
job he got to
Yeah.
do.
Exactly.
You know,
But
like I know, they were not going to give Barack Obama the backup the same way they're going to give Donald Trump.
Right?
True.
Let's just-
Absolutely.
you understand?
Absolutely.
But I know
He had
somebody
his
who's
hands tied.
But I know somebody who stopped supporting Barack Obama because he approved same-sex marriages. One policy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We gotta fall in love. They fall in line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. You know what I mean? I said that's a 90% approval rating for this guy. And that was a deal breaker to you?
Yeah.
And here's this man can't denounce white supremacists, and that's not a deal breaker.
Well, you
to
know,
them.
once again,
it still comes down to money. I think that we are like missing that point.
Well, yeah, it's about money, you know.
Yeah.
But also, you know, you add it up any way you want. White people control America. You can forget it.
Yeah.
You can say what, you know. I agree with you, Jackie, on the things your points you were making. But you got to call a spade a spade. We don't own shit that they ain't gonna take away.
Yeah.
The stock
We
market.
one payment away from them snatching some shit.
Right. And we're, you know.
And I'm generalizing, but
Yeah.
I'm middle class, so the stock market
Right.
is not a barometer of how well I'm doing financially.
True.
right.
So you could say, yeah, we're doing good because of this.
Right.
No. How much it costs for me to buy a case of this for my
Right.
family?
Right.
You
Well,
see what I'm
Jackie
saying?
made the point also about, you know, like Ice Cube was also
Ice
late.
Cube,
He was
50,
kind of hit
and
50 and all
Kanye,
that.
yeah.
Listen, them guys are millionaires. They are not coming to my damn show.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
They're millionaires. So what do you think millionaires are going to do? They're going to hang with millionaires.
Exactly. That's a very good point.
But that doesn't, and that's the thing. It doesn't make them a sellout. They're going for the person
because of the taxes.
That's exactly
The tax law.
Exactly.
It's like you cutting into my money, so I ain't mad at you.
Understand economics.
It ain't
Yeah.
racial.
Big time.
It's a class thing, and
It's
you're right.
yeah.
And you're absolutely right. It's like, you know, all of a sudden I'm making millions and millions of dollars. My values, my needs, my family needs are going to be changed because now it's like it's not about me being my middle class values.
Right.
Now I'm looking at, okay, the tax code. How much of that are you going to tax me 45%
like
now?
50 said, I'll have to leave the country if Biden wins because Biden has that tax bill that he wants to introduce to, I guess, tap into the multi-millionaires and stuff. And so they're going to vote. People like that will vote for Trump because he serves their purpose.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
don't go to Canada because they tax 65%.
Yeah,
But everybody's their health
I got
care
a
is
question.
tight,
But I was gonna
and
say,
everybody
Canada
their
is
cost of
because
living
they
is
care for
better.
their citizens.
My opinion to
Exactly.
you, Jackie, to you, so you think America's going backwards again. I'm understanding the economics you're talking about.
Here's what I feel.
Sure.
I feel like my community, there's not enough of us that understand economics.
Sure, most definitely.
I think my community doesn't do enough research on candidates. You look at the candidate, see which candidate best serves your needs.
Sure.
That's what your vote should be based on.
That's what's happening.
Not because your parents was a Democrat and their parents was a Democrat.
Sure.
I don't think that you should freely give your vote if you have no fucking clue about what either candidate stands for.
Sure.
That's the issue I have.
Well, that was that type of voting was played out. You know what I mean?
But people are still voting that way.
Well, they need to come into the real world.
Yeah.
And I think that's your whole point. You know, hey, look, this is politics. The world ain't waiting on us to be free.
They don't care about your damn feelings.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
They realistically
That's
don't,
why I'm not
you know?
mad at Black Republicans because we need representation
Exactly.
on both sides.
Exactly.
Well,
And yet
we weren't.
call them sellouts because they're Republicans because you don't know your history.
Yeah, because the Democrats was a
if I
party
shoot
of
my
lynchings.
opinion on how I really feel, you would hate me.
No, I'm just
No,
saying.
I'm generalizing.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about exactly what you're saying.
Right, yeah.
I'm giving
we
you my
should be
honest
able to
opinion.
agree to disagree.
Most definitely.
Yeah, that's my point.
But I can't walk away and call you a sellout after this shit. You feel me?
Well, you can, but it has no bearing on my opinion.
But I think
Yeah.
a lot of, you know, my brother was that boy. He was a chemistry major, a very smart guy, cancer too, just like you.
Just like me.
Smart as hell.
We're so smart.
That boy could take it. He could take a lizard and make a belt out of it in the project. So where you get the buckle for this?
Okay.
But he was so smart, very into science and all
Yeah.
that stuff. But he saw so many things. I mean, he passed away, God rest him.
Mm-hmm.
He saw so much about the future with the viruses and stuff we did because he was a reader.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of us don't read.
And that's a
Don't
great
read.
point. That's a great point. Because this
we read
stimulus
tweets.
bill was on the table 2 years ago.
Wow.
They knew about this shit. And they did nothing to prepare.
Nothing.
And that, again, goes to us having to read.
Yeah.
You got to do research. The world is bigger than World Star.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And look how quick they confirmed that judge.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Boom,
saying.
boom.
He done put 3
We could-
judges
we-
in there, right?
We
Yeah.
We couldn't do nothing.
You
They
look
did
at
it. They did it at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you look at the first 3 years of Trump, you know, to me that's like going to school. You know, you're learning. No different. Obama went through the same thing.
Right,
But
right,
now
right.
he's in a position right now. we need power in America.
Yeah.
We just can't have these countries tug of war in us, pulling this way.
True. I agree.
You got to have power. You know, we the best country in the world. Now we looking like a boat that's losing
We're
its
looking
goddamn
like
oars.
jokes, like a big joke.
Man, they meddling in our elections and all that stuff. It's
Come on,
like
man.
I think we're
We
I
ain't
think
never
we're
heard
laughing.
no shit like that before.
I agree.
I
We
think
are the
we are
laughing
laughing
stock.
stock.
Yeah.
Trust me, because I got family abroad. They be like, "Yo, what's going on?"
Right. Yeah. What's up with your boy?
Yeah.
You know?
Are they really killing black people in the streets?
Yeah.
It's like they. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
Ain't nothing to shoot.
Well, I think the pandemic opened the world's eyes to
Yes.
what's going on in
Yes, it did.
America.
Yes, it
Yeah.
did. It definitely did, and we can't take it lightly though.
True.
No, we can't take it lightly because people don't do stuff until it happens to them.
Yeah.
Once it happened to me, I get it. Well, you better get it. I don't think 5 million people are just flying away.
Exactly.
So something ain't right somewhere.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just being honest with you.
So we're
We
turning
laugh
the
at my little
curve.
stuff.
Yeah.
We're rounding the curve. Rounding the curve.
Why
I
you
was
sound
Lord.
like him,
I
though?
said, man, this
Just
nigga
saying.
sitting up straight on the line. And I think, and just some food for thought.
Sure.
I think Donald Trump has the mentality of he wakes up every morning. It's a clean slate, and his goal is to win the day.
Yeah.
And once he goes to sleep, it starts
all over
because it doesn't
again.
matter what he said yesterday; it's what he says
Yeah,
today.
that's true though.
You know?
That's true.
And I think that's his mentality. That's his mentality that made him successful.
Right.
And that's why he starts in the morning, 1:00 in the morning, tweeting, so that he controls the narrative. So
Exactly.
he'll
Which
tweet
is-
something and say,
which is brilliant.
He is
he's
brilliant.
manipulated.
He is
That's
brilliant.
that's my point.
You can't be
And
a
that's what I'm
millionaire,
saying.
not be
Yesterday he
brilliant,
said,
trust
build
me.
a wall. Today he's saying, Mexico is our friend. You know what I'm saying?
see?
And I'm like, yo, you just yesterday, and he said
But
that.
that's yesterday's news.
Yeah.
But that's a typical,
And he'll dismiss
but that's
it.
a typical businessman.
Yeah.
See, a
That's a-
businessman can
that's
be
a
wishy-washy.
narcissist.
All he wants is the results.
That's a
That too.
narcissist.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, all he wants is the
He
results.
wants the results.
So
yeah.
he have to weigh it out that
And
way.
it just
Yeah.
goes to show you how squeaky clean Barack Obama had to be.
Oh God!
Because if he got one of them
I'm
scandals,
surprised that
You know what I
Barack
mean? They
Obama
would've-
ain't the Pope right now. Shit,
See.
because he done all he can do. But you got to understand that he broke a lot of barriers. We need those barriers.
True.
You wouldn't have a common leader if Barack didn't do what he did. So it's letting other black politicians know. Don't be scared, man. Take that leap. You look
gotta
at John
take the
Lewis and
chance,
all these
yeah.
people that passed away. Elijah Cummings. Them people were dead before they died. You hear me? No, I'm saying, and
Yeah,
no
I-
disrespect,
yeah,
they were
no,
dead.
I get it.
They were just a minute away from my pulling the goddamn
Right,
plug.
right,
It was-
right.
it was- and I love it. I love them, but I'm just saying the future got to step up. That's why Brandon got to take that bush out of his head. I'm telling you.
We
They
back
just
to
kidding.
that shit again.
Man, I thought he was gonna sing "Everyday People." I'm just waiting on that.
Yeah.
The hell is he doing?
I'm just saying. So
keep 'em
wait
coming,
a
man.
minute.
Keep 'em coming, man.
That's right. So the bush is like blocking him from being fantastic.
no, it's blocking the sun.
I thought he was one. And Nick might know this one. I thought he was one of the Brother Johnsons.
Now I give you that one. I give you that one.
One of the Brother Johnsons with
Boy,
that
it was
bush.
gonna
Look,
come out with
if
hello,
y'all- if
my
y'all know-
love. I heard a kiss from you.
PSA: if y'all know who the Brothers Johnson is, y'all need to stay.
You young ass
y'all
Google
need to
it.
stay isolated because you're in a high risk group.
Yeah, Google it.
This has been one great evening, folks.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's give us a recap. What does Ricky Shackleford have going on, and how can people get in touch with you for
Yeah.
bookings and
Most
things
definitely.
of that?
One of the things, one of the reasons why I came here just as well, man, I appreciate y'all, first of all, is because I'm also looking for up and coming new talent.
Mm-hmm.
My job is to coach them and guide them and teach them the right way.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to learn comedy, just go right to my website. You can hit me on Facebook. Ricky Shackleford, or you can hit me on Instagram. Ricky the Real Deal is my Instagram. You enter into that. But we also have a show coming up November the 7th, coming right at Club Expectation. 2 shows, an 8:30 show and also a 10:30 show.
Okay.
The 8:30 show normally sells out. It's an early crowd. We out. We just want people to get in and get a laugh. You know, everybody have to wear masks.
Yeah.
I'm walking around making sure, brother, put that mask. Oh, you got a mask. You just ugly. Okay.
Let's see.
So, mask help now. I ain't gonna lie to you. People with bad breath, they glad the mask came out.
From the nose above, they look fly as shit.
Oh, you say, hey, forehead, okay, how you doing, girl?
Okay, yeah. can. They slide it down. You're like, oh, damn.
But you know, I want to say this too. You know, look for in the next year to come. We're going to put that play back together.
Yeah.
Tribute to Sanford and Son. I really think that's going to be my home run hit.
Okay.
You know, I'm working on some things right now, and I've already got the game plan on where I want to take it. You know, and I want to see some of the Baltimore talent make it. But the reality is, you got to fit the bill of the program.
Okay.
Because when you start traveling, it's a different world in Baltimore than it is in North Carolina. You know, so I appreciate the ones that done what they done, but they got to understand, once again, this is business.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing personal.
Right.
Yeah.
I want the I put in a lot of years. You know, you don't get but one shot sometimes.
True.
You know, I don't know. 63, that shit ain't coming too fast. I'm still peeing in the bathroom right now. That's right, I ain't in the bed yet. But
that's words of wisdom from
the
Godfather. The
Never
Godfather of
made it.
Yeah.
I made it, goddamn it.
Yes, words of
Right.
wisdom, man.
Damn right.
Well, let me tell you, man, it's always a pleasure. We're big fans, and you know, we just let us know where you're gonna be, you know, and we'll be there.
Now, and I appreciate you guys coming out. You know, a lot of times people, you know, you got to put your priorities in order. You know, and I say that because even with the politics, and a lot of them people that didn't win my vote because I met the person.
Yeah.
See, that you got to represent. You got to be who you say you are.
It's the brand.
Come on now, you
Yeah.
got to be who you say you are.
Absolutely.
Nobody wants no fake news. But really, I had a great time, guys.
Thank you. We appreciate having you. Thank you for hitting me up.
The Godfather of comedy in Baltimore.
Didn't get one damn phone call. What the hell going on here, Nick? Your phone work?
You know what it was? It was too much of that talent that people was afraid to call in and get some of that.
But I want to say this also. We had a great conversation.
Yeah.
And I think
Always.
it ain't about the phone calls.
True.
We got a message to give people.
Yeah.
When we talked about voting, when we talked about crime in the city, the politics in, if they didn't do nothing but listen, then they got it.
We did our job.
Then they got it. We did our job.
Absolutely.
I'm out of here, folks. You got a bus to catch.
All right.
I got
All
DUIs.
right. Good night, folks. We'll
Good
be
night,
back
everybody.
in 2 weeks.
Looks, stay safe.
It's out.
Peace.
The music is by DJ_MB. You can hit him up on Instagram.
Right, y'all.
I think he gave me an upbeat song tonight because I just got tired of that slow shit.
That's right, y'all. Stay positive, test negative, y'all.
Yeah.
But when Rich came in with the wine, I didn't know what kind of party.
Oh no, that's my housewarming.
I'll make Caribbean rum punch.
Oh, rum punch.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good, though. That sounds good, rum punch.
You want to sing? Oh Lord, you got an incognito